Well, what's going on, guys? Today is a day of maintenance for us. We are getting ready for winter. We need to do some maintenance on the camper. One issue that popped up a couple weeks ago is our gray tank for the kitchen started leaking, and we're not exactly sure what's going on with that. Our camper has two gray tanks, one for the bathroom and one for the kitchen. So what we're doing is we have that little tote that we tow around to dump our tanks, and we're just having the kitchen just drain directly into that, and that has stopped the leaking happening. There's an underbelly that goes from the whole length of our trailer underneath. Yesterday I went and poked a hole in the bottom of the underbelly and drained any fluid or liquid that was in there out. So hopefully today it's now dry, so I don't like take the underbelly off and it all spill on top of me, because it's gross.
What's up, buddy? What are you doing? Where's your frisbee? Go get it.
All right, laying down here, and here's what we are looking at. What I'm going to try to do is take this screw out and see if I can look in there. We haven't moved this camper in a year, so it's just been sitting in here, so it doesn't make any sense. It's not like we were driving down the road and something shifted or whatever. It's just been sitting in here, so it's kind of crazy that there's a leak that developed. All we gotta do is just open it up and see. So I'm gonna start taking some of those screws out and see what we can find. All right, we got the underbelly off all the way up to there. You can kind of see there's the drain, and it looks like the tank is just, looks like it sets up on that frame up there. So man, oh man, if I'm gonna have to replace this, it's gonna be challenging. So now that we got that down, I'm gonna have Tanya run a little bit of water and see if we can figure out where it's coming from. Okay, you want to put some water on?
Right now?
Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. I don't see a leak. I know.
right, so we just finished up fixing our water tank. That was very involved, and we decided not to record it. But while we were doing that, some really exciting things happened.
Oh man.
Look at this, you guys. Look at how beautiful it looks. They came and did the dirt work around the house, and wow, this is our first look at it since they did it. It only took them a few hours.
Yeah.
And
equipment, you know.
oh my goodness, it just changes it so much. Wow. It looks so good.
So the only thing they couldn't really do was right here where the septic tank is. That's going to have to be done by hand because they can't drive over that.
Yeah.
They kind of push some dirt around, but once we get, you know, it's so dry right now, it's just like concrete.
Yeah.
So they really can't do much. But
And then they kind of did a little work over here and kind of almost made like a ditch right there,
yeah.
so that water will flow down the property over that way.
just a little back cut. Like
Yeah.
A lot of that is going to slough back in there, so we'll have to do some stuff when we go to do our final topsoil grades and all that. But
And landscaping and all of that. But this is probably the last nice day for the rest of the year.
Yep. Yeah.
It is, I don't know, in the 70s?
72 right now.
72, absolutely gorgeous. It did rain a little bit this morning,
Yep.
and but now it's like just beautiful, and we've been enjoying just kind of relaxing and not really recording. It's
Yeah.
been really nice, to be completely honest.
We did get our trim to finish our windows, so we're going
Yeah.
to be doing that here coming up.
Yeah.
But we had some maintenance issues we had to take care of for the RV, and so those are all buttoned up. So
Yeah. Levi got me to actually get down on the ground on my back underneath the RV.
now we had to take the water tank down.
Yeah.
I installed all the solar on the RV, and while we are traveling, the bolt that grounds the whole system broke off.
It just sheared
right
off.
off. So I had to run to the hardware store. They didn't have the same size, so I had to get a bigger one. And when I put the bigger one in, it actually poked a hole into our water holding tank.
Yeah, the fresh water.
The fresh water.
And we actually didn't know. We didn't know for a really long time that that was what the problem was. We were in Texas, and coincidentally, like the very next day, there were freezing temperatures where it got down in, I think it was like 17 degrees Fahrenheit. And our water pipes froze and everything. And so we actually thought that the tank had cracked
or something.
And we ended up finding out through just trial and error that it was that grounding screw that Levi accidentally punctured right into our tank.
Bad.
I mean, it was up at the top.
Yeah, so we could fill our tank up to like, the gauge goes 1/3, 2/3 full.
Yeah.
So we could fill it up to 2/3, but we can never fill it up to full. So we've just always been doing it that. So now we've epoxied it, sealed that hole, put it back together, and everything's great now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to walk over
Yeah,
there
let's look at it one more time.
again. It's so good.
It's like, it makes it even more beautiful, I think.
It does, yeah.
What do you guys think?
Now that we have this
Look
hole.
at this. Oh my goodness. Now we just have to get rid of that big pile right there.
Oh, I tried hitting it with my little tractor and it could not touch it. So
It's like concrete.
the excavator said he would come over here and take a backhoe and bust in there and break it up for us when we're ready to start using that. But
Yeah. One of our viewers, we met, Jenny and Chris. They brought Ryder this Frisbee, and he absolutely loves it. And a chicken, and they brought us some goodies, which were delicious. So thank you again, Jenny and Chris.
You guys. That was fun meeting you guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's button this water system back up.
Yeah.
So we know water.
Yeah, I know, it's completely empty. So, I just can't get over how amazing this looks.
Did a
Great job.
They did an amazing job.
Give me a screw.
Where are they? Do you need it with a washer?
I think I gotta start more this way.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, so we are in the greenhouse and it is that time of year to pull everything out. This is basically our last of the summer garden. We do still have some peppers and we'll let those go a little bit longer, but a majority of everything has been harvested. It is a bit sad, I'm not gonna lie, but it is time. Everything is kind of slowed down, at least the summer crops. We've already had our first few frosts outside. Nothing has been affected by those frosts here in the greenhouse. But we have also been having a lot of rain, which is wonderful, but is keeping us from being able to do stuff on the house. And actually it's been kind of nice at the same time because it has given us a reason to take a break. We are excited to get all of this stuff processed. We have, I don't even know how many gallon bags of frozen tomatoes we have in the freezer, but we need to get those out of there because it is hunting season here in Idaho and we are hoping to fill our tags and the freezer. So we're just gonna keep going with these tomatoes, get them all cleaned up, and we'll see how much we have at the end. So we got all the tomatoes cleaned up except for just two that we have up here, and it's because I just don't want to take them out yet. This one is a volunteer tomato, and we think it crossed with something else, and so we're not really sure what it is, and I'm hoping that maybe it'll have enough time to ripen. I don't know that it will. And then we have this volunteer red centiflora here. Because it is up at the front of the greenhouse, which is the south side of the greenhouse, it tends to stay a little bit warmer up here, and so we might be able to enjoy some fresh cherry tomatoes, at least for a little bit longer. Like I mentioned, the peppers, they are still growing and going strong. We have a lot of peppers to pick, but we're also just picking those as we need them. And I actually did make another batch of cowboy candy yesterday, and excited to have that on the pantry shelves. Our fall starts are doing absolutely amazing. They are like 2 feet tall, getting really big. We're already getting tons of Swiss chard. We are having a little bit of bug damage, but that's okay. We're not too terribly worried. We just usually pick those leaves off and give them to the chickens, which they really enjoy. Another thing that we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and harvest all of our melons. Our cantaloupe, our honeydew, actually when I came in today, it had fallen off, so I think that one was ready to be picked, so we'll give that one a try a little bit later. And so we're gonna pull the cantaloupe and our Kajari melons out. And then we have a couple of cucumber plants, and I think we'll just harvest what's on them, but leave the plants in because they're still doing pretty well. And we have a lot to do in here. That'll be winter projects when the weather is really bad and we can't work on the house. We do still need to take out our ground cherries here, but they're not hurting anything. We stopped watering them, so yeah. And then we have our tomatillos, which we probably should just harvest what we can off those for when I make the green salsa. Most of what we use in our green salsa is just green tomatoes, and that works out well. And we do still have some zucchini coming in. These ones don't look so great, and there is a little bit of powdery mildew, but it's the end of the season. I'm surprised we have anything left at all. The basil that is left, we will actually use that when we go to make our pasta sauce, which we pulled out the roaster oven today so that I could make sure I knew where it was and we could start working on that. And I think I have too many tomatoes. So also with the rain, means we have less solar, which means we have less power to do all these projects. So I think I'm gonna have to split it up into multiple days, or actually maybe over a couple of weeks, where I do like one batch one day, so I'm not making such a huge batch. This here is called a tender green cucumber, and they are absolutely, absolutely amazing. And it just has got a second flush coming on it, and so good. You want one? Oh, you're gonna take this big one? Or a small one?
I had about 25 tomatoes.
Oh.
I wish it tasted good all year.
Yeah, so good and so sweet.
Heavy.
Hopefully they were ready.
Oh.
So we also wanted to say thank you to those who sent messages to make sure that we are doing okay. We are fine. You know, we have been going nonstop on this property for 2 years. You know, first building the barn and the greenhouse and the chicken coop and the house. And honestly, we're really tired. We just needed a break. Honestly, probably another week would be wonderful. And the rain is kind of forcing us to, honestly. I'm so thankful for the rain. It's so needed, and for many reasons. One, we've been in a drought. Second is we need the water. So it's nice to have, obviously, the garden with it, you know, dwindling down and so little in here now. It's not as imperative, but there's nothing wrong with having too much as far as we're concerned with water.
Yeah, this year was our first year, like seeing how the system would do.
Yeah.
And we actually still have one whole tank full
Yes.
through the summer, so and they're all filling up now with all the rain. So
yeah, we've received, I would say probably at this point now, 2 inches of rain in the last couple of days, which most of it I'm pretty sure came last night throughout today, and it's supposed to rain all night long. And I think led up tomorrow, and then we'll have a few days of really nice weather with temps in the 40s and 50s, and then back to having rain. I'm even thinking that it's possible that we might see snow on the mountains here pretty soon, which I am really excited about. I absolutely love that time of year, or this time of year, I should say. Chickens look miserable. I wonder why those ones are out.
It's all the new ones.
And we have a broody chicken again. Yeah. Chickens have slowed down. We're getting about 3 to 4 eggs a day, which is to be expected this time of year, like as the light disappears and the weather changes. They slow down. Look at our rooster now, though. He's so big.
He's kind of goofy still, though.
Yeah, and he's not very like roosterish yet. He actually grabs food and runs away with it versus like what a rooster is supposed to do, which is like, hey, like here it is, come and eat it. But he seems nice. Hopefully he stays that way, because me and roosters end up in the stew pot. So.
Need another basket?
We need another basket. Okay, so we kind of decided that we wanted to get our pasta sauce started this evening. It's gonna take a long time to cook, and they are all frozen. So freezer is pretty packed, but what we've been doing is I wash and I core the tomato, and if there's any bad spots, I take them off and then I throw them in a bag and put them in the freezer. I think we have about 10 or 12 of these, so we're gonna go ahead and grab them all and bring them inside.
Charlie? Don't you sneak out of here.
Look at sweet Charlie. And he's getting so much better.
Oh yeah, hair's growing back.
Growing back. And he's so big now.
Ryder still doesn't know if he really likes it or not.
But Charlie's always trying to punch him though, that's why. There's still more. All right, we have about 13 bags of tomatoes. I'm gonna say about because we have some like this half bag of cherry tomatoes. but we still have all the stuff that we harvested today, and that will also be incorporated into this, except for the green tomatoes. The green tomatoes, and I think we're gonna take all these yellow tomatoes and we'll put that for our salsa verde. But I'm really excited. We're gonna have lots of pasta sauce for the pantry. As I mentioned before, I already cored the tomatoes and I cut off any bad spots. And now what I want to do is peel the tomatoes. And because we don't want to waste a bunch of water, I just have a bowl of water here, and it's warm water, and I'm gonna put the tomato in there for just a second. And then I'm going to peel all the skin off the tomatoes. And we are gonna save that skin. We'll give it to the chickens, which they will love. And then we'll throw them into the roaster oven. This is gonna take us a while, so we're gonna just get started. And I actually used to do the method where you put the tomatoes into boiling water and you let them sit for a minute, and then once you start to notice the peel coming off, you take them out and then you put them in cold water. This is so much easier, and honestly, I think it's faster. And if there's a little bit of peel, I don't mind. I just don't like a lot of peel in our sauce. So, already. And then into the pan.
We got a long ways to go.
Okay, so I could fit 5 of the gallon-sized bags of tomatoes in here. We'll have to just kind of let this cook down a little bit, and maybe we'll be able to add a few more. But honestly, I think doing a smaller batch will be a little bit more manageable for us here in the RV. I'm gonna get this warming up, and this will have to go overnight. Okay, so now that we have those tomatoes in the roaster oven, we're just gonna make a quick dinner. Making fried rice tonight. We had some rice left over from curry the other day, and so what we're using is obviously cold rice, and then this is like a really fun part of this. Normally we do like a chicken fried rice, but this is a Chinese style barbecue pork. We buy ours at Costco. They have them in big packages, and then we just portion them out. And we use it for either fried rice, or you can snack on it, or it's even really good in ramen. But we'll be using that as our protein source. We have some of our homegrown eggs, and then some carrots, onion, bok choy from the garden, and the last of our onions. And we'll be using the onion part and the green part as our green onion. And then we have some sesame oil, some light olive oil, and our coconut aminos. I already have my pan on nice and hot. Well, it was really hot. I actually turned it down, but because I want to cook the onion and the carrots up a little bit before I put the rice in. I don't really follow a recipe. I kind of just use recipes as inspiration, and then we add the things that we like or what we have on hand. So you do whatever you like. If you don't like carrots in there, don't put carrots in there. If you like cabbage or bean sprouts or things like that, you can always add that. So I'm gonna add some of the olive oil in there, and go ahead and put my onion in. Okay, so now that the onions and the carrots have cooked a little while and are getting some color and are a little bit soft, I'm gonna add a little more of the light olive oil to the pan. And we're gonna add our cold rice. This is jasmine rice, which is our favorite. Break it up a little bit. So we're letting the rice kind of get back up to temp at a pretty high temp. I actually have our cooktop all the way up as high as it'll go. You just don't want it to burn. And I've learned over the years of making this a lot not to add too much oil, because otherwise you end up with really greasy fried rice and it's not very good. So we'll just keep going a little bit longer until I feel like it's kind of getting some crispiness to it, and then we'll start adding some of our other ingredients. We're gonna add these stems in. I think we're gonna do it right now, just because they'll take a little bit longer to cook. And it'll add a really nice crunch. Levi and I are slightly, when I say slightly, we're like extremely obsessed with bok choy right now.
Oh, so good.
We went ahead and planted a whole bunch more in the greenhouse. I don't know how it'll do, but you know, you don't know unless you try.
Tanya made chicken noodle soup the other day, and we put it in there. That is a game changer for chicken.
It was
noodle
amazing.
soup. Oh my gosh.
Will be added to every single batch of chicken noodle soup that we make from now on. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of add some of our flavorings. So we have coconut aminos, but you can definitely use soy sauce. If I'm going to be completely honest, I do think soy sauce tastes better, but this is much better for you. So we're going to add the coconut aminos. We're almost out. Go ahead and add the pork in too, because I want it to get heated through. We keep it in the freezer, so it was still slightly frozen when I cut it up. And you could 100% omit the meat in here. You could put whatever you want. Chicken, shrimp, beef.
Extra veggies.
Extra vegetables. Should we add these?
Firecrackers, let's do it.
Firecracker chilies. Why not? It's our first year growing these, and I actually really, really enjoy them.
They're kind of seedy, but if you're going to add red pepper flakes, they're different, right?
Right. You don't have to use the seeds if you don't want to, but add a little spice into our fried rice.
When do you add the sesame oil? That's the best part.
Yeah, so I add the sesame oil towards the end. And the reason I do that is because sesame oil is not a high heat oil, and it's just, yeah, no good if you get it too hot. So I use the light olive oil to cook it because it doesn't really have like an olive oil flavor. And then we will add the sesame oil at the end. I normally would push the fried rice over to the side, add a little more of our olive oil into the pan, and then I would put our like scrambled eggs over there and cook it. But because I'm making kind of such a large batch, we're gonna do our scrambled eggs in another pan off to the side, and then we'll add it in. But I'm gonna go ahead and add in our peas that are still kind of frozen. I did run them under some water. I don't know if we need all of those. Let's see how that looks. What do you think, Levi? You want more?
You can throw a little more in there. Oh, those look pretty good. You kind of want equal parts. Carrot, peas, onions, meat. All should be equal.
I don't know.
I like the green.
You want more?
Yeah.
All of it?
No.
We're gonna have bok choy too, remember?
Sure. Oh, instantly. That smells so awesome.
It smells so amazing. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and add our bok choy. Now, we've never done this before. This is us just using what we have out there. Literally, I think we're eating bok choy with every meal.
I don't know.
You hungry?
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, this smells so good. It's hot.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Still could use a little more salt though, huh?
I've used all the coconut meals, right?
Mm-hmm. The 13th. Hey, baby. There's a deer right behind that elk. There's two of them. Oh, look at the bull. He's right there. He's just a spike. It's pretty cool. Of course, it's deer season right now.
11 more days and it would have been on.
So it's pretty chilly this morning. I think it's 37 degrees, and there is snow on the mountains, which is pretty cool. It was really exciting to see those elk come in, and there were some deer, whitetails. Were they whitetail?
Yeah, two doe.
Right behind, kind of in the midst of the elk. We'll probably sit out here for like another hour maybe, and then head inside. But exciting morning.
Super exciting.
So we are back in from hunting, and it was an exciting morning, that is for sure. Obviously no luck, but we're going to go back out this evening. So we've been really busy since we came back inside and have gotten all of our green tomatoes processed, and we already have half of a batch on the Traeger roasting for our salsa verde. And then here is our red tomatoes for our pasta sauce, and they have reduced down quite a bit. They still have quite a ways to go, but we are just gonna stick with a half of a batch. This ended up being, was it 6 bags?
Yep.
6-gallon bags of tomatoes, and now it's time to add some of our other ingredients and get those in there. See if I can do this without burning myself and splashing. I'm gonna add garlic, and I just roughly chopped that, and a little bit of our basil. And we like spicy pasta sauce, so we're gonna do a nice hefty amount of red pepper flakes. We'll probably end up adding more, and then we are gonna add some Italian seasoning. Oh my goodness, does this smell amazing or what?
Wow.
Almost smells like when we were in Italy. So, not really sharing this recipe or the cooking process for the salsa verde, because I already did that in another video. But we just pulled our, sorry for the mess you guys, it's been kind of crazy. We just pulled our first batch that we roasted on the Traeger and put it in the pot. Now we're gonna get our next batch ready. And you can probably hear Ryder. He found a dead deer and he keeps going to it, and he smells absolutely terrible, so he's banned outside until we can get him
We gotta
bathed.
give him a bath, but we kind of are in the middle of something.
Yeah, so anyways, just starting the next batch. I'm just throwing all of our green tomatoes and tomatillos in here, and red onion, jalapeno, and garlic, and then we'll throw it back on the Traeger.
some pasta sauce.
He's like, I don't eat pasta sauce. All right, so it is the next day. This has been, I don't know, like a 3-day process because we keep stopping and going to hunt and then coming back and restarting. So we're at the point now where our sauce has reduced down to about half, and it's kind of getting to that consistency of a nice pasta sauce. So we did go ahead and add some bay leaves. I've already fished 4 out. We have 1 more to find. And then we are going to take our immersion blender and blend this up. There it is. You don't want to bite into one of those. Be very careful when you do this with a hot liquid. Make sure you have it down in the bottom of their pot or whatever it is that you're blending. And I'm not trying to get it super smooth. I just want to, there are still some kind of bigger chunks of tomato, and I just want to break those down a little bit. But a little bit of texture is really good. All right, so we went ahead and added our carrots, some more onions, and a lot more garlic. We used to buy a pasta sauce from Bertolli that was called Rustic Cut, and it had big chunks of carrot and big chunks of garlic, and they don't make it anymore. And so we loved it so much that now we make our own version of it. And now we have to let this cook again for a little while. Let those carrots, onions, and the garlic soften. And then we will adjust the seasoning again and add all of our fresh basil and parsley. And then we can can it. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to add a tablespoon and a half for our 1.5 pint jars of lemon juice. And then if we do need to use this quart jar, we'll add 2 tablespoons to that. And that's just to raise the acidity of the tomatoes, just in case. Did too much in that first one. That's all right.
Take a half out.
Watch, we'll go just like that.